Hello and welcome to this highlight video of the great match, the Arena of Memory yesterday on Memory League between Andrea Muzii from Italy, who is a reigning world memory champion, and Alex Mullen from the US, 3 times world memory champion. And while Andrea was playing a lot of games, winning almost everything on Memory League in the last 6 months, Alex had a longer break, and that means that he didn't have so much time to train, and we were lucky to have him here on the Arena of Memory. And if you're not familiar what's going on here, they both have to memorize cards, numbers, names, images or words. And they always have just 1 minute to memorize, and the one with a higher score wins. And if the score is a tie, the time counts. And both competitors will choose their games in an alternating order. And it was Andrea to choose the first discipline, which was images. And on images, he usually has a big edge over Alex. He was not that strong, not that fast on images. And so the first game was almost decided before we started. But sometimes things in life. Enjoy the match of the Arena of Memory. And it was going to be an interesting match. We started with images. That was a choice of Andrea, a well-expected choice here, because he has an edge, definitely an edge over Alex here on images. And Andrea went for a very, very strong time, even for him, 11.81 in the first game. And he had some trouble here. You see the last image isn't correct. And he wasn't able to fix that. Even in the end, he got 26 and he was beaten by Alex here. Even Alex had just 28 and also a mistake here on 19 seconds. But this means that this was the first big upset in this match, even after 1 game. And people were already talking about nerfs. So that was very interesting, 28-26. For Alex here. Then of course Alex chooses international names where he has the best edge, and he won international names. And after the first 2 games where both chose the discipline which seemed to be the best against their opponent, Alex was leading 2-0 and Andrea would have a hard time to come back. So Andrea already under pressure chose words here, and look at this time here, so close, 56.12 versus 56.07, and Andrea really needed a point here to get back into the set. But again, huge trouble here for Andrea with just 43, one of the worst results in the last couple of games for him, and he was already down 3-0 after 20 minutes. That was very surprising for all of us. So set point for Alex, and he chooses cards in against Andrea here, and both went for very fast times. But in the end, Alex was faster here with a great time of 13.6. And if he could figure that out, he would win the first set. But the recall went very, very safe for both of them. So both got their deck correct, and I mean such times like 13.46 versus 14.67 you don't see very often, and usually with 14.67 you would win almost every single cards game on Memory League, but this time it wasn't enough to save the set, and Alex Mullen won set 1 4-0, which was a huge upset for Andrea, who is down for the first time a set on Memory League. And surprisingly, the set and sec starts exactly the same, almost the same. Alex this time with 30 images, but Andrea with 28, again 1-0 down on his favorite discipline. And then Alex could choose his favorite discipline against Andreas, and that is international names. And that would mean if Alex wins again the international names, he would be already, like in the first set, in a lead of 2 games, 2-0. But guys, this would be a set to remember. 16-16 here. And 1 second better for Andrea. And he really needed this point. He would need this point to get back into the set and to the match. And the time was running up. It was still 16-16. And in the end, Andrea got it. And he was back in the set. We were waiting for his reaction here. He must have been very, very happy. Not a real huge reaction here from Andrea. But at least a slight smile here and chatting with Alex in the end. After international names, they went for national names, and it was the same story again. See it 28-28 here, very, very close, and Andrea won by time and was leading for the first time in this match. And Alex chooses cards here, and look at the speeds. And he is going again for such a similar time like in the first cards run. And we all have to admit that Alex is so strong in cards and so safe on cards, beating Andrea's time here by 2.5 seconds. And during the recall, there was really no doubt about it. Alex is so strong in cards, and he puzzled everything together within 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And it would stay like that. And Andrea had problems here and didn't get it correct. But in the end, it didn't matter. So Alex tied the game again, tied the set, and it was 2-2. And the next choice comes from Andrea. And he chooses words. And he was again very fast. We are right in the end of the memorization time. Memorizing all the words in 46 seconds isn't something you see so often on Memory League. Such a strong result. And Alex also memorized the 50 words in 56 seconds, just 10 seconds behind Andrea here. During recall, Andrea's favorite discipline seems to be his nightmare today. Going just 44 words, which is way worse than all his great results he posted in the past. So Alex did 49, waiting for the final result here, and Andrea didn't overcome 44 words here, and that was the time when Alex had his match point here, winning on words, and he would be able to choose the next discipline. And Alex decided to go for numbers, and decided that that must be the best chance to win the match here, and give Andrea the first defeat, I think, since ever in some kind of a final like that. And both went for a fast time. The internet connection was lacking here a bit. And in the end, Andrea, with all the pressure on him, stopped the time at 11.52. His personal best at this point was 11.17. Such an amazing time. He pushed Alex, and he just had to get this one correct, but this would be very, very difficult. And Alex did a very, very fast recall, and Andrea had a lot of problems, and it looked all like this match is over after 1 hour, seeing Alex winning here. But the last minute is something what we have never seen on Memory Sports, so enjoy the live commentary on that.
If Alex wins this, then he wins this set. Then will there be a third set then?
No. I don't think so.
It's done. If he wins 4-2, then it's over. And it is it is like that.
Oh, he found this button, his typo.
Can he swap them back and then...
If he now swaps the two, it's just a matter of 2 missing digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does it. Well, guys, I said it. It will still be interesting.
It is.
And he has the 814. He has the 814 in the wrong position.
Oh, he has the 814!
In the wrong position.
Oh, he has the 814. No!
He has everything, but
This is incredible!
he needs to put it in the... Wow! Can he put the 814 here?
Come on!
Can he do it? Put it!
Guys,
put it in!
I told you!
Put it in!
I told you this will
You
get
talked about it! Wow!
Didn't I tell you guys?
Yeah.
I told you.
You did it! Simon, you were right. What an amazing
I
finish
told
here!
you guys. This will be interesting.
Look at this
Incredible match.
here. Wow! And I'm still recovering from this final game here. Not the final game. Match point for Alex. And Andrea was just jumping, celebrating. Even hurts his wrist here because of this huge celebration here. And what an incredible time. No one really, except maybe Simon, said that this is going to be last any longer. But guys, that was just the middle of the match and we would see way more here. And now everything was open again for Andrea and he chooses numbers again. He felt confident after this very, very nice trial. Look at him. He is actually physical working on that. And the time stops at 10.82 seconds. 10.82 seconds. His best so far was 11.17. That would be a personal record. Can he do it again? 2 games in a row going for something like 11 is just an amazing achievement. So we jump into the recall. Alex had a flawless recall here. 80 digits, no problem for him, which is amazing time. Here Andrea is filling the gap here. 80 and he would win that and he would have a personal record, which is amazing, but he is changing it back and changing it back and forth and Alex is just waiting for the final result. Andrea is not safe, is not sure about this result. Another check here, 10.82. If he doesn't change anything here, he would have a personal record in such an amazing, important moment. And that's it. And he is again celebrating like crazy here. Going away, jumping around his laptop, clapping his hands here. Such an amazing time in such an important moment. Unbelievable. He was really on the top of his game here. You don't see that often. And that must be very tough for Alex in this situation. Almost winning the match, but now being down 1 point and having a match point against him. And as we have seen before, Andrea had problems with words today. So Alex decided to go with words here. And this time, the times, look at the times, 49.06 versus 49.17. So we are going again very close here, 47 to 48 words. And if Alex could figure out one more word, he would win this game and tie the match again. And then we would play on because one player has to lead by 2 games. The question was, can he do it? Can he do it and find this one word, or will Andrea maybe miscorrect something? Both are not sure in the end about what they have written down, and then it was over and Andrea won set 2, 5-3 after he was down 3-2, and now he is up sets 1-1, and that's an amazing performance from Andrea here, playing on the very, 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 very top of his game. This was fantastic, and we would all see a third set. And then both took a break of about 15 minutes, well-deserved break, and Alex went for the next discipline, chooses international names, and this time no hesitation for him. He did 16 and Andrea wasn't strong enough this time, even with a great time of 57 seconds, but just 14 names here. So Alex leading 1-0 in set number 3. Then Andrea chooses images and this time no struggle for him. Alex went for a time of 60 seconds playing it very safe, and Andrea won that one and was tying the game again 1-1. After that they seem to change the strategy a bit, knowing what your opponent is able to get. Andrea went for a very safe deck here, 15-6 seconds, reviewing it 3 times. And Alex again with a nice time of 0.50 and winning the game, leading again 2-1. And after 2.5 hours, both still were showing what they are capable of. 53 seconds for Alex, 40 seconds for Andrea, and they both get 30 correct. 30-30, that's not a normal result for names and faces. This is just an incredible performance for both of them. 2-2. And then Alex decided to go for words in the 5th game of this set, of the final set, and the type train was rolling, going up to 50, just changing it back again for a second, but 50 was it, and Andrea had problems, as we know today, with words. He won 1 words, but in the end he was underperforming for him in words, and Alex kept the 50, Andrea went for 48, clapping his hands on the desk, but getting to know that he didn't get 50 here, and that means second set point for Alex. And Andrea took a lot of time to decide what he would go for. Many of us expected numbers because he was so strong on numbers and had trouble with words today, and he still went for words. And the question was, can he fix his problems here? 3 words left for him. Better time, though that would mean if he ties the score, he would win on time because it's always score before time. And he had a typo here. Appetito, and he didn't really realize it. And the same for Alex, also having a typo here. He wrote first, but the word was fist, just an R here. So both with the typo, then Andrea fixing 1 more word, going up to 48. And the question is now, can he get out another word or may he be able to fix this 1 typo here? 30 seconds to go. We were all nail biting again. If it stays like that, then Alex would win the match. But if Andrea just corrects appetito, then he would tie the match again. Will he do it in the last 10 seconds? He did such things in the past. Sometimes he just playing around. He told us after the match. But this time, is it possible for him to fix something here? And we're waiting for the final result. And it's it. Alex Mullen, winner of the first arena of memory. A big relief here for him. You can tell that he is really, really relaxing right now. And that was an amazing performance from both of them. Andrea's first loss here this year in a final match. Actually, I think this year in Memory League at all. And what a fantastic performance. And we had them both in the interview after that fantastic match.
Pretty exhausted, yeah. I thought it was going to go longer, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy. It was a super tough match. I think, both of us had places where we made some mistakes, and luckily I managed to make fewer mistakes than I had thought I would. Yeah, my brain's a little bit mushy right now, so I can't. If you ask me another question, maybe I can be more articulate.
Why you choose words as the last discipline?
Because I am more confident in words than numbers, because my final choice was between words and numbers. Mm-hmm. And I think that I was lucky to win all the numbers games. So I thought that, after winning so many numbers games with really great performances with the 11 seconds and 10 seconds, I thought that it was hard to do again like that, and so I chose words. Also because I'm quite sure that there's more gap in terms of skill in words between me and Alex instead of numbers, because numbers we are the same. Words I am a little faster. During this match I was not so good at words. I think I lost most of the words matches, but usually I am able to get like at least 48, but usually 49 or 50. So yeah, I think that words is the best choice for me against Alex after obviously names and images.
In the second set, Alex, after you were leading 3-2, and then you lost 3 games in a row, did it affect you somehow, or right now you can talk about that maybe a bit easier?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I was, yeah, I mean, it affected me, sure. I think that up until that point, though, I honestly was, I was thinking, oh, like this is all just like really surprising. And so when he started to win more games, I was thinking, I really wasn't thinking like, oh crap, I screwed up. I was just thinking, you know, okay, this feels like more of the match that I was expecting. And so yeah, I mean, I tried to just, you know, just try to put it out of my mind and focus on the next game. And so, you know, I like I said, I felt like pretty happy in general with the performance of those games, even though I was losing them. And so I just tried not to think about it and just to focus on the next one.
Okay. And Andrea, sorry, but this is a bit of trash talk, but you lost.
I know. And yeah, I think that my main mistake was going too fast in especially in images and words. I should learn to like slow down a little bit when I memorize, because even if I know that I should go slower, especially in images, when I start, I just go faster. I thought I'm going not so fast, but then the timer is like 11, 12, 13 seconds, which is risky. And so, yeah, I lost. Problematic thing was the first set, which from the mindset point, because I lost 4-0, which was really unexpected. And I started wrong with images because images is the one discipline that I have to win. That I had to win in this match, because international names is almost sure for Alex. Images should be almost sure for me, but it means if I lose images, I have to win, let's say, in cards, which is really hard. So when I lost the first game, which was images, I already knew it was really hard for that set, and losing the first set is a big deal. And so, yeah, that's when problems started. Then there was a point in the sets 2 when I did the 3 winning in a row, which was my best like time this afternoon. But then again, in the third set was the most the closest one. Yeah. So my problem was the set number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something you just kind of have to get into and just play around with. I think the most interesting thing to me about memory sports, or just the world of memory techniques, is just that you can kind of have fun with it. And, you know, obviously people normally think about memory as kind of a dry, boring thing. But I think the most important thing at the beginning is just to kind of have fun with it, you know, use it for things you want to remember, use it in real life, try out some of the competition events too, because those are also fun. And I think for me, you know, the part of the appeal of memory sports is that it's something, you know, very measurable that you can kind of work to improve at. And I think that's something that, you know, we all kind of crave, is just like something we can kind of, you know, incrementally get a little bit better and better at. And I think that's what memory sports offers in a really, really nice way.
And of course, we were very, very keen to know how Andrea figured out the gaps in the numbers game.
Yeah, because I actually had 2 of the images, or 3. But they were in different orders at the beginning. So I knew that I had these images, but I didn't know where to put them, but not all, because some of them I found them by reviewing my system. Some of them I was able to recall some of them because they were similar to other images that I was recalling in my head going through my system. And then I understood that there were 2 of these images, or 3, but I didn't know where to put them, because I went too fast and I wasn't able to really link them strongly. So at a certain point, I knew that I had these images, but it was hard to find them. So I also think that I put them in the wrong order, and then at the end I swapped them, and it was correct.
Out in
I
the
think
end.
it's probably the best like save in memory league that I've ever seen at the end. Because I mean, at some point at the end, I started to think, oh, okay, maybe he's just playing with us. Maybe putting on maybe he knows what it is. Because I just couldn't believe that he came up with all of it like right at the end. But that's incredible.
So sometimes I do that, but not this time. This is the only time in which losing didn't make me too upset, because as I was saying at the beginning of the game, Alex was the competitor that inspired me the most. So usually I really don't like losing. I'm not saying that I'm like not upset, but I'm not too much. I mean, it's really okay because it's I mean the one person that I think that is the best in the world, and so yeah, it's it's okay. But next time I really hope to win.
Something?
Yeah. Thanks to Johannes and everyone who he's kind of been working with to get this organized. I think it was certainly a lot of fun for me. It was a result that I didn't expect. I thought, looking kind of at both of our strengths, Andrea is certainly on the whole better in most of the disciplines for sure, and a lot faster than me in some of them. And so I think if we played a bunch of games, I think he'd be likely to win most of them. So it's lucky for me, to kind of have the results that I did. I felt very good about it. But I think that it was certainly a lot of fun. I think that we're lucky to have someone like Andrea being a world champion right now. I think he's a great champion for the sport and a face for the sport. It sounds like both in Italy and across the world. So it was a lot of fun. I'm lucky to have kind of gotten a few cheap shots in there. But yeah, I look forward to kind of competing more and getting back involved in Memory League and seeing where this goes and where other iterations go. And again, thanks to Hannes and everyone for organizing it, and hopefully we do it again soon.
Congratulations again to Alex Mullen, who won the first Arena of Memory, but also to Andrea, who gave us a great show and had fantastic results. And I'm pretty sure we will see them again at some point. This was a great advertisement for Memory Sports. If you want to learn more about Memory Sports, please just read the instructions under this video. You will find some links there. Subscribe to this channel. Here will be more stuff up about Memory Sports, also about memory techniques. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good time and keep on memorizing.